Welcome back to Quest for the Book of Dawn. Thoras goes to the moon. In today's adventure, Thoras has gone to the moon. In the rest of this adventure, he is going to try to leave the moon. Unless this is the start of his new, moon life, which is always an option.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let me stay.
You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Right. I'm going to Thoras, obviously, he's taking a look at wherever the hell we were.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees our world up there, and he's like, probably not going to be able to fly up there. So he's going to head back indoors.
Mm-hmm.
Say, oh, what was your name again? Sorry, Thoras is so bad with names.
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean, no?
My name is my own. You may not have it. It also happens to be Hisbor the Beautiful, but it is mine.
No, I don't. Okay. I mean, we have a misunderstanding. I'm just going to leave. Thoras doesn't even want to begin to explain about true names, and he just needs something to call him, you know?
As you go, he closes the door behind you.
Oh, lovely. The doorman. Oh, wait, here it's the people here.
Yep, they followed you almost all the way, and then the red caps
Okay.
sort of menaced them, and they're glowering at each other.
So tell Thoras, how are you guys going to get out?
They look at each other nervously. We are here under... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you came here, you got to be able to get out of here, right?
We came here with the rest of the Wild Hunt under their escort.
So how you leave him?
By the good grace of our loyal queen, and hopefully the willingness of these wild fae to abide by the ancient laws.
Oh wait, they're fae? Oh shit, I shouldn't drink this beer. I'm just gonna pour it over the head.
Yeah. You've paid with blood. You've paid for your drinks with blood. You're fine.
Okay, I like it. Open bar. In that case, Thoras is just going to pick up a random yogurt that's lying around.
Yes, the yogurt of the damned.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay.
Scooping some sort of cheese out of somebody's head cavity. It's a dish at the feast.
It sounds like you guys are in a bit of a pickle. I'm in a bit of a pickle. What advice do you guys have? Thoras is always open to advice.
The only thing the old skull cares about is blood. You turned against his hunt and denied him blood. Normally you would have just been killed by now, but you're an emissary of the Sealy Court, which earns you at least an audience or a chance to explain yourself.
Beautiful.
There's another price you could pay with blood.
Yeah, that's all I need to hear. Thoras has lots of blood. I'm not going to give my own, but I can give other people's blood.
To be fair, you've already spent a lot of that earlier today. How many hit points have you taken?
A lot. I went from 100. Well, I went from 92 to 0, and now I'm back up on 98. So I could give up quite a bit more. Not going to. I'm not planning on it.
Nah, that's never the plan.
Okay, so I think Thoras just needs to get on and have a little conversation with this Skull King man.
Okay.
So, a little bit of more exploration. Never hurt anybody. Thoras going to go back down the stairs.
All right. Whoop.
And there's one more layer of stairs here. What's down here?
That just goes up to the other side of where you were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, kind of. Okay, I was expecting a little bit more.
There are a couple of doors. There's a door back here that leads to the sleeping quarters where folk sleep. And there's a door behind the bar.
I see. I, 'cause, 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 ' God, Thoras is at a loss for what to do for the first time in his life. I mean, normally he just hacks his way through a situation. They've got him trapped. He doesn't like waiting. What's he supposed to do? Wait for the audience?
Do you wish to be brought before him to face his terrible judgment? That can be arranged upon demand.
No, there's got to be more. It's like when you're in a video game area, and there's always like there's like a chest behind a waterfall somewhere.
You press the button. It says, "Warning: you are about to begin the end game. It will not be possible to return to this zone afterwards." Do you want to start the suicide mission?
Cyberpunk-esque. Yeah, I'd like to go up again, I suppose. I mean, there was one bit that I didn't check, which was across this bridge.
Yeah, that just goes down to the other.
Oh, I mean, there's nothing there. Okay. What? Bloody hell. Okay. What about outside? How much of it? There's got to be a lot to explore around here, right?
All right, let's open up that door and take you outside. I'm on the map page. His boar is standing outside as he sees.
Oh, you again, dead man.
Yes, it's me. I mean, okay, so tell me, you know the big boss man who lives here pretty well, right?
I am bound to his eternal will.
That's a long time, actually. Eternity. Against your will?
A power greater than my own, yes.
God, sold into it, eh? By the leader of the giants. That's a pain. That's a real pain. Couldn't be me. Listen, Goliath culture would never allow it.
The giant father has no love for us, and neither we for him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, do you know much about storm giants?
Ha! The Sky Father's favorites.
Yeah, I mean, they're weak as well. I was just wondering. Yeah, just wondering if you knew any.
Weak?
Yes, weak.
Coddled, spoiled, soft, perhaps. Weak, no.
Okay, all right. That makes me feel actually pretty good about myself. I'm not gonna lie. You know, Slayer of Habrian. Just gonna.
You killed
Habrian. No, wait. Thoras isn't saying that out loud. He's just kind of.
all right.
He's feeling pretty good about himself. He's like, I mean, this guy looks pretty strong. He thinks they're pretty strong. Okay, you know, maybe I am. Maybe I do have a shot of becoming a new leader around these parts. Tell me what's going on around here? Anything to do outside?
The moon is a deadly place. Each hunt has their own lodge, and should they meet each other, their blood would spill to seep beneath the bones and join the blood at the heart of it all. We do not wander from this place, except in great numbers.
Really?
There is not one hunt, but many.
Ah. And this is a hunt?
This is the Gelacha, the hunt of the old skull of the moon.
Oh.
This is his lodge, but he does not dwell here.
Well, where is he? I need to see him at some point.
Oh, you will see him. You will see him. He sits by the river where the blood flows fresh, keeping his hands forever stained and red.
Where's the river?
His boar, the beautiful, raises his club and points basically straight out into the wilderness. I'm going to call it west for the purposes of our map, but it's, I mean, the whole way that the sun works and everything around here are very, very different.
Okay. Oh, do you know what happened to the rhino I was riding?
It has returned as well.
Oh, okay. I wonder where that might be.
Do you wish to see it?
I mean, not if it's going to attack me. I don't know.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going through a bit of a phase at the moment. I mean, I used to be all about the killing and the strength and the war and the killing and the crushing and the war and the blood. And that someone's got into me, and I think it's the people I'm hanging around with. And
well, you better get that out of your system real fast, because you won't be going through a phase for long. Trust me.
Don't worry about Thoras. Thoras will get out of any situation. You put Thoras in situation, Thoras getting out of situation. You know what I mean?
That's the same gesture the old skull makes when he rips somebody's ribcage open to dip his hands in their blood.
Thoras' chest very strong. What's
Yes,
this
the
over
crack
here?
of those bones will echo across the moon.
That appears to be a stable where big-ass blue moon elks are being stored.
Like the ones that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
One of them has taken a serious beating. And
that's
it
not
looks
me.
at you and glares.
That might be me.
And
Okay.
chuffs, and its breath it fogs immediately as it looks and paws, and its face is covered with blood.
Thoras is sorry about that. Didn't really mean to hurt you. Thoras just wanted to kill the man. Thoras will. God, it's kind of confusing actually. Thoras referring to himself as Thoras, because then I don't know whether or not I'm in character when I say Thoras is doing something. God almighty, what could Thoras do? You know, there's not much Thoras could do.
There are people around who you could talk to. All sorts of different folks. There's a hag. Hags are always tricky. They always have an angle. They're always looking for an angle. There's all sorts of different just mortals who have been caught up in the hunt down there. There's some giants who you speak with. They respect strength to a certain degree. There are folk that you can interact with here. You can also go with, as soon as you want, your Sealy Court escorts will take you to the old skull of the moon. If you want to try your wits with him.
Yeah, we're gonna Thoras. Listen, Thoras has a lot of confidence in himself.
Mm-hmm.
Thoras is not. He's like, okay, listen, guys, listen, trust me, just follow my lead. Take me to the big man. Thoras has got it. You're under some people's protection. Thoras is under a little bit of protection. Thoras is gonna be able to just whip our way into a new situation, no problem. Where's the big man?
Oh, we're going to die.
No. Don't worry about it. Elisai.
Wow, you guessed that one immediately. The DM writes that down. I even got a spelling. All right. They will go with you and a light escort of cackling goblins and redcaps. And is it an escort or is it people just kind of walking to the execution square to watch the shit show? It's kind of hard to tell. But they will join you and they will head out into the eerie woods where the trees themselves are made of bone and they're hollow. Their leaves seem to cut through the air. And as the wind goes across the eerie landscape, they sing like reeds, this bizarre alien humming sound, this moaning of an inhuman creature that is the sound of the wind passing across the surface of the moon. And everything is bright. It's like if you've ever gone skiing on holiday when there's tons and tons of snow and the sun is bright and that snow blindness kicks in. Everything here is either one moment, if you're on the wrong side, everything's completely pitch black, and the other moment is this glowing, effervescent light in your face. And the constant crunch, not the satisfying crunch of snow, but almost like sand or ashes beneath your bones, this gritty, frozen bone mass, bone meal beneath your feet. And the wind, when it drives up and it gets in your face, it stings and burns as it just sort of whips across with abrasive power as you move over the surface of the moon towards the old skull himself.
Oh, I mean, that is menacing. That is just menacing, isn't it?
Oh. You have come to a place where you can hear this slick noise as blood flows in rivers. And it flows down from this peak, over around the stone, down in a trickling. It's too thick, right? Blood is literally thicker than water. It doesn't have that nice crisp flow. It sort of puddles on itself and folds over itself as it goes down. The stingy copper smell is stronger than you have ever experienced it in your life. And something about the noise, if it was a babbling brook, perhaps it would be comfortable, but something about it is wrong and cloying. And the smell of it, and all around are gathered the most fearsome of the old skull's hunters. The Dullahan paces back and forth, its head just dangling as it holds it by the hair, looking at you, trying to turn to see you, smiling manically. You see the snow rhino that you were riding earlier. Now, another elf is on it, but this elf's features are pale and crystalline, and there's a complete and utter dead expression on her face. Her hair falls back like icicles, and all of her raiment is white and blue, colors that match the moon or the winter. And across a set of stone pillars, and the blood laps around them, staining them with ages and ages, there in the hollow is Cloigeann himself, the old skull of the moon. And as you approach, a corpse is splayed in front of him, and his massive figure is crouched down. The corpse's rib cage is split open, and you can hear squelching sounds as he dips his claws inside its innards. What would you like to do?
Thoras, what are these things floating around here?
Oh, these little... They are swarms of small fairies. They have wispy floating hair. Their lower halves trail off into... You're not sure if it's like fleshy tendrils or smoke or something. They have elven fairy-type features, but hollow, empty eyes and claws. And they flutter around. They're very, very small, a few inches tall each. And they flutter around in swarms along the edges, sort of sipping from the blood and then flowing upwards amongst themselves. Swarms of fairies.
Ooh, it's menacing. I mean, he's surrounded by his champions, surrounded by swarms of fairies. What do I know of this guy? Thoras really wouldn't know anything.
What knowledge skills do you have? Let's start there.
Would the wild hunt be present in nature?
Yes. Nature would at least help a little bit.
Okay, let's go for a nature check. I mean, that's very bad.
All right. An 8. All right. You would only have like tails because the wild hunt can appear anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And different people have different legends of it. You know that you have to join or die. You know that they carry people off. You know they mostly show up on nights when the air is cold and the moon is bright. And amongst the Goliaths, they would talk about the wild hunt the same way they would talk about Goliath hunters, being cliff riders, riding on goats that can run across the moonlight through the air itself, attacking people when they're climbing on the cliffs and vulnerable, attacking from the air, carrying them off, or killing them or dashing them to the rocks below.
Well, not really much to do other than move forwards, I think. Thoras doesn't want to shy away from a challenge. So he's going to slowly move across.
Your escort follows very, very reluctantly. As you pass over the literal river of blood, hopping to and from the stones, this stone causeway in front of you is just slathered. And you can see that there's old blood and new blood, the kind that's just been dried for, God, centuries? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
The whole surface of the rock is stained. And it's not very high above the flow on either side. You can see in places where it's sort of overrun it when it was rising higher, leaving behind these great stains. And as you get closer, the squishing sounds intensify.
Oh, God. How close do I have to get to this guy? I'm just going to slowly get around up to here.
Mm-hmm.
And Thoras knows better than to speak before he's spoken to when in the presence of a deer man who's currently got his hands in the chest of another human.
Occasionally, as he continues, you see him raise his hands, and they have been wet with blood for countless centuries, and it's changed the very color of these massive gnarled claws that emerge. The old skull of the moon dips and dips and then turns and looks at you. Roll. Actually, how close are you? Okay. You don't need to get close enough for his fear aura to hit you for you to know that he has a fear aura. Like
okay.
The hairs on the back of your neck are going. Every single instinct in your body is telling you not to get any closer. He has a supernatural fear ability, and he's just menacing as hell.
Yeah.
And as you approach, he stops what he's doing. He looks up at you. And again, the skull is like a mask. It covers whatever jaw or face he's got going on under there. He just stares at you for a moment and then makes a noise.
Yep. Thoras has done you a disservice. Thoras will be the first to admit, old skull of the moon, Thoras has really disrespected you. And Thoras will be the first to admit. But Thoras would like to offer something in return.
The old skull of the moon, it was crouched so low that its knees were rising up to equal with its shoulders. It straightens up a little bit, removes its hands completely from the corpse, and the fresh blood drips down into the open body as it looks at you.
Yes. Yep. I know you're angry. I know Thoras has done a lot to deserve you here. But Thoras wants to offer you something better than Thoras's ribcage and blood. If the old skull moon man would listen.
It tilts its head to the side.
I know it is blood that you want, and blood you shall receive. Ideally, not Thoras's blood. Thoras knows that there needs to be blood paid for the blood missing, so Thoras will offer you this. A fight against a champion of your choice. Me versus them. Thoras versus them. On top of this, when Thoras succeeds, because Thoras always succeeds, Thoras doesn't fail, I will offer you the blood of something ancient. Something that not even you have been able to get your claws on.
It stares meaningfully at you.
A being that not even Thoras would care to mention, even here, wherever we are. But Thoras knows that Thoras must utter it for you to know how serious I am. And so I will utter it only once. I will offer you the blood of a Shardalon.
The old skull brings one of its blood-dripping hands up before its face, glances at it, reaches down, just snaps a rib, and then turns away from you and looks to its right. And the bone tree parts as if moved by an invisible force. And from it emerges the Lady Rowan.
What?
Now that is quite the offer. Quite the offer from my sister's champion. The blood of the dragon of the world before, the Heart Eater himself. Do you think that this little Goliath can bring you that, old skull?
Lady Rowan. You like flowers, Lady Rowan?
Of course.
You wouldn't pluck a flower before it's bloomed, would you?
Oh, he's a warrior poet. I love this. Go on.
Thoras has unmet potential. Potential to slay deities and gods. And Thoras knows that Thoras will do as Thoras does, which is killing gods. How's that for poetry?
Ah, yes, yes. Oh, I think it's a fair offer, old one. She looks over at Cloigeann. There's only the matter of a champion that must be chosen. Who do you think we should pit him against, huh?
Anyone, doesn't matter. Yeah, what he said.
The lady looks out. She looks over across the river of blood at the Dullahan, the master of the hunt. Well, co-master. Cloigeann himself has top billing, but looks over at the Dullahan, contemplating it. Looks over at the Winter Eladrin riding on the Cryoceras that you rode into battle. Anyone that the old skull chooses? Brave Thoras?
A champion of his choice was my exact wording. May come to regret it. I haven't regretted much in my life yet, though.
Very well, then. She looks over at the old skull, and a conversation occurs. You can feel it, its pressure, its tension in the air. Silent communication passing back and forth between these two.
Mm-hmm.
And she chuckles, as delightful as that would be. It'd be a little bit impractical at the moment. No, I think, yes. Very good. We are in agreement. We have selected a champion for you to do battle with, great Thoras.
Yes. Great Thoras, okay.
Oh, yes.
Upgrade.
The two, she looks back at the Summer Eladrin who accompanied you as your escort. I will choose my sister's champion, if that will please you. And the Summer Eladrin goes just wide-eyed and, oh, I'm just a messenger. I'm not that I wouldn't qualify by any means. Nonsense. Of course. You're here representing her. You can be his second, right? After all, he is the champion. He can't very well fight himself. Well, not under these circumstances. No, you should kill him.
Wait, you want me to kill the elf?
Mm-hmm.
He's weak.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is he not a mighty enough foe for you? You don't think that he's worthy?
Listen, I figured you'd want a little bit of in-flight entertainment. I don't know. Like this isn't really a battle. That would be a slaughter for your own amusement. Thoras knows better than to trust that. You need to pick a worthy challenger. It would be a disgrace, a dishonor upon these hallowed lands if we were to do battle at the very seat of where it all lays, and it's over in the blink of an eye.
Oh, I like this one. No, you're right. You're right. My sister has worthier champions. We will not settle for this mere messenger. We will select somebody who is in her highest esteem and her fondest admirations. I know exactly the person. And she
fuck up the wording.
I don't think so. No, I think you're fine. She takes out her Rowanwood wand. Her eyes shimmer with a purple color of twilight. And she says some words in an arcane tongue. And let me see if I can do this right. There's a burst of light as she calls forth somebody from the autumn woods themselves. No, not these autumn woods. Where is the map I'm looking for? I'm winging it here because you had a good idea and I want to go off of that. Where is the thing I'm looking for? There it is. There it is. Perfect. And in a burst of floating dark violet flower petals appears someone you've seen before. An incredibly beautiful, radiant, golden-haired figure that you last saw wooing the Lady Neve in her bower. Ooh. The last time that you saw him, you had just entered the Lady Neve's private quarters in an attempt to... You had just had a dance-off with some pixies and become their leader.
Yep.
You walked in and you saw this guy who was serenading her with music and playing his harp and poetry.
Wait!
A champion not only of the Seelie Court, but of the Court of Stars itself. Truly a worthy foe.
Hold on. How are you able to select champions that aren't even from your court?
You said any champion.
Well, I figured that you would have to have some sort of control over them, no?
So it seems I do.
Hold on.
He appears and he's like in the middle of playing something. He's strumming it and he just sort of looks at you.
Oh, you look very familiar.
Hello, what are you doing here?
I mean, okay, well, Thoras has gotten himself in a bit of trouble, denied the Wild Hunt their blood by saving innocents, and now they have called upon a champion of their choice to fight me to the death. After I killed said champion, I then have to kill the World Bringer, or the World Ender, I forget the name. He goes by many names. The dragon before time, and then give it to them. But I'm getting ahead of myself, one step at a time. Do you owe them something? Why are you here?
What? No, of course I don't even know who these people are. I don't owe them anything.
So why are you here?
I don't know why I'm here. Release me at once.
I mean, it's not me that releases you. Listen. Is that the cue to fight?
Oh, I think you'd better. The old skull wouldn't want his hands to get dry. He gets very impatient.
Okay, listen, I'm sorry to have to do this, but we have to fight to the death, apparently. I don't know why they brought you here. I assumed I was going to be fighting that guy over there with the head chopped off. But apparently, that's not a thing.
I mean, it could have been. It just didn't seem like as much fun, the Lady Rowan says from the sidelines.
And also, why? Excuse me, Lady Rowan, with no disrespect, but why are you deciding this for Skull Man?
I'm just providing valuable insight. He has the final say. We've spoken about it in great length.
Okay. Well, listen. What can I at least get your name before we fight?
No, you can't have my name. This is a fairy court. I'm not a fool.
I keep forgetting about that bloody rule. I mean, does it? Okay, yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's fight.
He glares at everyone nearby, and as he does, armor manifests itself around him. And light pours forth, and a huge sword appears in his hands. It reminds you of Aaron wielding that sword.
God. That's where I recognize you. The spitting image of Aaron.
If we are to do battle, then let it be a merciful and swift death.
I mean, that's what I always aim for. Goes without saying.
Okay. Roll for initiative.
Oh, man. It only rolled once.
Oh, feel free to roll. It said advantage, but oh no, there it went. It just took a while.
Okay.
And then I did the thing where I didn't. All right.
Oh,
so
maybe it did roll properly. I don't know.
Aliper, the Celestial. You got the 18, so we're going to give you that one. You're going to go first. He draws his sword and he speaks with a voice of celestial authority.
Yeah.
All right. You go first. What do you do?
I shout, "Let it be known that you are going to die today in order to save many innocents that would have died at the hand of the wild hunt." And I'm going to go into a rage.
All right. As you enter a rage, the froth pouring forth, the blood rising up in steaming rivulets.
An act of God.
Oh, I forgot that we had Act of God still.
Oh, this is perfect. The
What is
mocking
this one?
God. The mocking God. Cackling laughter follows you, and you shall reap more than you sow.
Ooh, that's not good.
Okay. All right. Yep. You hear like a faint, empty, hollow. But there's a lot of other weird noises on the wind. It's probably nothing.
Yeah, probably nothing, actually. You're
All right. You've entered a rage. You are free to engage.
It is time to engage. Okay, here we go. Fuck. So I've used my bonus action on my rage, so I can't do a frenzied attack, but I can mark him as a reckless attack.
Yes, you
giving me
can.
advantage on my melee rolls. Now, Hadrian, my axe, is also enchanted with the ability that when I use my reckless attack feature, I nominate one creature I can see, and it does not gain advantage from that feature against me until the start of my next turn. So I will select the pretty angel man in front of me as my reckless target, and I get advantage on my 2 hits, and he doesn't get it against me.
All right.
So I pull out my axe, and I charge with a gluttonous roar. I don't know why gluttonous was the word I decided to use.
Gluttonous for blood. Roll it.
Hungry for blood. Yeah, here comes the damage. Attack 1, attack 2, or both the same attack, but they roll the exact same number.
Sheesh. Okay. Well, we're going to take the first one at 27 to hit as you chop right into this thing's armor.
And he's not large, is he?
No, he is not.
Okay.
He's just glowing and shiny. That's all.
Well, we can really take this battle to the skies if he can pop some wings.
Yeah. Oh, he's got the wings are out.
Oh, really?
The wings are out. The shields are up. You know.
Okay. Attack.
He might even win 2 maps with this. Maybe not. That is a critical hit. Okay, so 18 damage off of the slashing attack. And then my God, what are all these numbers?
I don't know. Well, so my I get it's called brutal critical. I roll 1 additional weapon damage die when determining the extra damage for a critical hit with a melee attack.
Oh my God. Okay, so he takes 18 damage from your first attack, and then the second attack deals 30 points of damage. You hit him for 48 points of damage.
God.
You just absolutely chop him up with 2. It cracks right through his armor and light streams out like blood.
Oh.
Yeah, plus rage bonus. Thank you, chat. Okay, he's bloodied.
He's bloodied?
He's bloodied.
God almighty. Okay.
He groans in terrible pain. And then counterattacks. He makes 3 attacks with the bright sword, which begins glowing bright. And your axe nullified the advantage he would have gained, so he's just going to make 3 attacks. Does a 16 hit you?
It does indeed.
Okay, you take 18 slashing, so 9 slashing and 2 radiant, which is not reduced, so 11 total.
I'm going to reduce that damage with Stone's Endurance.
Okay, roll it.
Reaction. So that's 1d12. 1d12 plus 3. 9 damage I reduced that by.
Okay. All right, so you only take 2 points of damage from his first attack.
Okay.
And then he makes 2 more.
Yeah.
A critical hit! A critical hit! As you chop through him, he slashes across you with the bright sword and then pulls it back and just drives it directly into you. For 28 slashing, minus 2, so that's 14 slashing, and 23 radiant. That's 27 points of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Now that's a lot of
It's
damage.
a good thing I'm not evil.
Yeah. And then he makes his third attack. A 14. I finally rolled something low. Does a 14 hit you?
It doesn't. My armor class is 15.
I have not rolled below like a 15 on the die this entire night.
Yeah, Thoras has been getting battered.
Just absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your turn.
All right. My turn again. Now, presumably the reckless attack feature I can just keep doing.
Yeah, you can always use that. Just like it always seems that this is also happening.
An act of God.
Ooh, gathering storm. The skies darken. Rain begins to fall. Okay. The snow intensifies. Somehow, even all this distance away, the power of Vindur still finds this battlefield. And the dramatically appropriate rain begins to fall. The ground is now slick, perhaps with blood, as the storm intensifies. So any rolls that you make to avoid falling over or being shoved around are now at disadvantage. And if you get hit with a crit or roll a critical failure, you have to save or fall prone.
What if I choose to float?
Well, then you're probably fine.
Okay. I want this battle to gradually reach to the skies as it's reaching its climax of us just whacking each other.
Excellent.
So I'm going to go at him again with the frenzy attack, which is my bonus action. Reckless, but I mark him as my reckless target. So I get advantage against him. He does not against me. So here's the first attack.
Sheesh. The first attack would have hit, so we're going to take the 6 plus 3 is 9 points of damage.
Here's the second attack.
The 23 is a hit for 15 points of damage.
And here be the third.
Wow! Wow! A critical failure and a critical hit. It's a good thing you have advantage on that.
Yep, it is. God, that's some damage.
Sheesh. Okay, that last one is 16 plus 10, 20, 29 points of damage. I'm afraid this battle isn't going to reach into the clouds. What happens to this guy?
With my blood-filled eyes, the blood-soaked ground were dripping, soaking, his gleaming brilliance through his armor and his sword. It glows bright for but a moment, but with one final swing of Habrian, the axe of Thoras, the light grows dim, and it's a subtle glow that eventually leaves this world as Thoras takes the life of an innocent.
He never even had time to figure out why he was here.
Yeah, that's quite harsh, but Thoras doesn't fail.
Yeah. All right. Having successfully slain Aaron Vol's father.
Fucking hell. I shouldn't laugh. I mean, this is going to create some issues, man. I mean, my God.
Relatively easily. I mean, yeah, he stabbed you real good, but honestly, I mean,
I dispatched him.
You dispatched him handily.
Is his body here?
Yeah, he would leave behind like a glowing. His body, his armor starts to crumble away. His blood spills out across the rock. It's almost this faint luminescence to it, this light that emanates from him that's slowly starting to fade. As a sentinel of the hungry dark, admittedly one that had forsaken its post, bleeds out, dims, and goes dark.
Now, I promised them a champion as a replacement for the blood, but I didn't say anything about the sword.
Correct.
Did I?
No, you didn't say anything about a sword. You just said a champion's blood.
And I think it would only be fitting to take the sword to eventually give to Aaron when I see him as an apology for killing his dad. I don't know how well he'll take that, but listen, if I can take the sword, then so be it. But beyond the looting, the absolute loot goblin mode, after just absolutely fragging a crucial lore element within the plot, Thoras would turn around very slowly in a gladiatorial kind of way, and just the brutality of it all sinks in. Survival of the fittest is at the core of Goliath culture, and here he proved that. Even if it was part of their tricky, dirty Fey games, where they're trying to get one up on one another through the court systems and taking the very precise meanings of sentences uttered, at the end of the day, the brutality of war is above all of it. And I hope that does strike some fear into the hearts of them when Thoras says that he will bring the body of a Shardalon to them, that they know that if that is even a possibility, they will be next.
Oh, yeah. Roll an intimidation check. 14. All right. You stand over the body, and you can see now the old skull is leaning forward as it crouches. And really, that sort of the way it's leaning should not be gravitationally possible. It's still like up forward on the balls of its feet, and it's sniffing underneath its mask. Its hands, its claws start to twitch with anticipation. Opening and closing at the open air. The Lady Rowan smiles and says, I rather think that will conclude my business here. I hope you didn't leave too much of a mess back at home, Thoras.
Me? No, never. Wait, what's she referring to?
Oh, the fact that the Wild Hunt just landed in her court, slaughtered a bunch of her dudes.
Thoras is going to stay silent on that one.
All right.
Plead the fifth.
She will take her leave both of you and of the old skull and step back into the shadows from whence she came. The Dullahan is going to start riding across the bridge. The satyr and the Eladrin part, both horrified and shocked at what they've seen. They recognized Alipur. They know what he meant to the Seelie Queen, Neve of the Golden Hair. And that the Dullahan is going to ride forward, and with its one hand holding its head, it stares at you, it looks down at the corpse. The other hand is going to reach down from the saddle and grab the body of the slain celestial. And it's going to start walking forward. And it's going to probably just trample over you if you don't get out of the way.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
you can
I'm getting
stand
out of
your...
the way.
You get out of the way?
Oh, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, look at the size of him.
Okay. It drags the corpse forward and flings it on top of the heap. And the old skull crouches down, sort of pawing and kneading at it, at the armor, plucking gently, almost like a cat kneading the ground. And it begins to crack open the plate. And the Dolahan turns around and starts riding back towards you as a series of horrific crunching and ripping and tearing noises emanate from the old skull as it begins dipping its hands in the blood of the fallen star.
God.
And the Dullahan, it rides up next to you, this massive thing, and it lowers its head so it's looking right at you. Your blood and the blood of the great dragon, your offer was accepted. You will not die. By our hands, specifically, or by anybody affiliated with our hunt.
Oh, deal is a deal.
The Eladrin and the satyr who came with you are now leaving. What do you do?
I mean, I gotta get out of here.
All right, how are you planning on doing that?
Oh
Because let me tell you what you didn't negotiate for.
God. Oh God. A way off?
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck does the wild hunt get back down there?
They ride on those giant moon elks. Although the Dullahan can just sort of ride on his own back and forth. They ride on the very rays of moonlight that pass through the mists.
I would follow them and say, Thoras knows that Thoras has caused some issues. Thoras may have burnt some bridges. Come back, please. Hello?
They start walking faster. Clearly,
listen, Thoras,
like you're a solicitor at the airport.
So, you gotta help Thoras get off this rock.
You have just slain the Lady Neve's lover.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't my fault.
Nevertheless, it was by your hand. She will not be pleased.
I mean, that wasn't my fault.
Do you think she cares?
It was your life or his.
Be that as it may, we are not going to be held responsible for this, and we cannot associate with you any... Something walks out of the bushes nearby.
Oh. Wait a second. Okay. Can I help you?
I've just beheld a falling star. You could take the same self-path.
You a falling star? What?
Yes, a night sentinel. It just didn't even know what happened to him as he died. Showed up for tea and left dead.
And who might you be?
This is just to be completely straight up with you, this is a skeleton wearing a jester's outfit with pinpoints of red light in its sockets, bobbing and jumping back and forth, like hopping as it moves.
Uh-huh. Yeah, someone tells me he deals in information and knowing knowledge that he shouldn't have, and also likes to just fuck shit up. Someone tells me he's not here to help. Someone tells me he's here to just ruin my day.
I mean, you're not wrong. The same can be said from chat who sent it, but
Yeah. And what are you gonna do with that information?
We could hurl you back to the surface like a falling star.
You could hurl me back. No, I'll find my own way back.
Won't be as much fun.
You mean you're gonna throw me onto the planet?
Yes.
How would I survive? Wow. How quickly?
Very quick, very swift.
Thoras has fallen from the Sky Kingdom once, and Thoras did survive. In fact, Thoras has learned how to scare the air into obeying him now, so Thoras might be able to survive. Okay, skeletal man dressed in funny garbs with funny noises coming out of... You don't have lips. I don't know how you speak. I will take your deal. What deal is it?
How about a game of cards?
The game? No, okay. Thoras does not even know cards. This is Alan. Do you know Alan O'Dale? They're very similar.
Huge fan.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell. You give off Alan vibes. I don't think you're strong in battle, but maybe you are. I don't know. He's very deceptive when you get to this point in your life. Muscles don't tell everything. So what do you want to throw me to the planet?
Yes.
You want what?
To play cards.
Okay, but what does that mean? I'm tired of these fey riddles.
It means we're going to play cards. I tell you what, if you want to promise that your friend will play cards with me instead, that's fine.
Who's my friend?
Well, Alan the Bard.
That sounds like I'm getting Alan into some trouble. I mean, if...
Doesn't he
Thoras
kind of deserve it, though?
I mean, yes, Alan is a horrible man. So weak, doesn't know how to defend himself, and instead uses his tongue in wicked ways. Very... You would get along. You would get along, I tell you. You would get along. Thoras cannot just keep throwing out people's names. What could happen if I play cards with you?
Nothing could happen.
Thoras accepts your offer.
Now, is that for me to play cards with you or to play cards with your friend?
You play cards with Thoras. Thoras is done getting friends in trouble.
Brilliant!
Thoras, I will say, Thoras does not know how to play cards. You will have to teach me.
Oh, this will be fun. Yes. All right, then.
I don't fucking have this ready at all.
Are you going to play a game of Gwent?
No. First off, what the Grim Jester is going to do is grab you by the collar and gently toss you upwards. And you undergo multiple G's of force and just start flying. You're just hurled instantaneously upwards. It's like the opposite of the gravity zone.
Okay.
Your face does that thing, And suddenly
Yep.
you're traveling incredibly quickly, and the bits of bone are streaming down your face, and the rain that was summoned by Vindur is just stinging as it strikes you, and you're just hurling your way up. And as you go, you can see the moon descending behind you. You can see the rivers of blood. You can see the bone forest sort of descending below. And then as you get higher and higher, it's almost as if clouds pass over it, but it's just the light shimmering off of all that bone dust. And the further you get, the less distinct it becomes until it looks very much just like the moon. And it gets colder and colder, and your lungs start to hurt. Roll a Constitution saving throw. A 16. All right. You are good for the time being. The Grim Jester, now, you didn't see it follow you, but now it's sort of just like flying right next to you with its tassels. And as you continue to fly, the bells jangling off of the thing's hat make less and less noise. The noise gets less and less obvious, and the pressure in your ears increases more and more and more.
Uh-huh.
Damn, do I have... Okay. Roll another Constitution save, and I'm going to see if I have it.
Okay. What is this? What I think it is? I think it might be.
A 13?
The 13.
It's not, like, great.
Oh, God.
What's your Constitution modifier? 7?
Plus 7.
Sheesh. Is that your save or your con mod?
Oh, sorry. That's my save.
Okay.
My modifier is plus 3.
All right, well, that's still pretty good. It means you could only take 3 drinks. It also, you are beginning to suffocate, and you're going to gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, Jesus.
The Grim Jester, as you're going, somehow it's still capable of talking, even though, like, there's clearly no air out here whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's just fiddling through its pockets and just throwing things out, all sorts of bits and baubles, and you think you just saw, like, a small skull and a doll.
Mm-hmm.
A piece of folded up paper goes flying. A flute. What is the damn thing? It's so many bits and balls lying around. Surely you understand. It chucks aside this weird cryptex thing. It just goes floating off into space. Useless piece of... Oh, wait, what kind of puzzle is that? Roll another Constitution saving throw while you continue to hurtle through the void.
Oh, my God. Another 13.
Another 13. Yeah, welcome to another level of exhaustion.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Well, I don't seem to have the precise prop that I was looking for. As it continues to just throw debris in all directions. Are you doing all right? You look a little pale. It leans forward. What?
Thoras is just gonna, holding onto his axe that's hurtling through space, just gonna grab him by the scruff of his neck and just headbutt him. It's like...
All right. Exhaustion. I think that gives you a disadvantage on ability checks. So roll an athletics check with disadvantage. And your speed is reduced by half as well, which doesn't matter because you're hurtling through space. All right, so you got a 15. I got an 18.
Bloody hell. What a roll.
Yeah, that was not bad at all. Now roll a charisma saving throw.
Uh-oh. With disadvantage?
With disadvantage.
Okay, 11.
11. Okay, as you're choking it, your stomach churns, and then you blink and you're choking yourself. You've got yourself by the collar and you're just grabbing it, and your hand is this bony thing with this huge frilly puffy cuff around it.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to let go.
All right. You let go. It takes a couple of moments for your hand to go back to normal, and then the illusion fades. You just switched places, and an illusion swapped the two of you together.
Yeah, Thoras would not risk talking, really. I mean, he can't really summon air and atmosphere.
Ah, here it is. It pulls out of its this ratty like a burlap sack. It's clearly been eaten by moths and such. And reaches in, and there's just sawdust flinging out into the void now.
God, I know where this is going. And I don't like it.
Here it is.
There we are, and it pulls out
A deck of battered, beaten up cards and starts to shuffle, and the cards are floating through as you're hurling, probably several times the speed of sound. The cards are floating back and forth between its fingers. It's, swaps them up, the deck disappears. Roll another Constitution saving throw.
A 9.
A 9. You now have 3 ranks of exhaust. Oh, you shouldn't have had disadvantage on that.
Oh.
It doesn't apply to saving throws yet.
Okay, just 15 then.
All right. So it shuffles.
This is the simplest card game even a Goliath with your brain could figure this out. There's only one rule. How many cards do you want to draw?
Sorry, what? Roll another Constitution saving throw. A natural 1. A natural 1. Add a level of exhaustion.
Oh.
You are now exhaustion level 3. You are choking. You're seeing stars, and I'm not talking about the ones that are hurtling past you in the firmament itself. You now have disadvantage on saving throws and attack rolls.
Uh-oh.
How many cards do you want to draw? Yes. Yes. Sorry, what? That's not part of the game. How many cards do you want to draw? 3.
Roll 1d22, please. And do it 3 times.
8, 12, 15.
Three cards float up from the deck of many things.
God! Thoras doesn't know what he's doing. Thoras might die here in space.
Let's see. There's 8.
Oh, God.
12. And 15.
Thoras could absolutely just die.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't like this smoke.
Damn. Okay. The first card you drew is the key. It says a rare or rarer magic weapon with which you are proficient appears in your hands. But instead, I'm going to give you 3 more points for your weapon.
Ooh. Okay. I like the sound of that. If I survive.
The third card you drew.
Wait, we're skipping the second one.
Yes.
Okay.
The third card you drew was the Idiot.
God, Thoras is an idiot already. What's this going to do to him?
Roll 1d4 plus 1.
That was the best result, I think.
Your intelligence is permanently reduced by 2 points.
Oh, God! Thoras is so stupid now.
What's his int?
8.
8. All right. I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah, could it?
Yeah, absolutely. The minimum you can go down to is 1, which is animal intelligence. Like, you could have lost 5 points right there.
Oh,
Now,
my God.
I
Okay.
need you to make a decision before I reveal the second card that you drew.
Yeah.
When you draw the Idiot, you have the right to draw an additional card, even though you declared that you were only going to draw 3. Before I reveal the third card, would you like to draw an additional card?
Sure.
Okay, roll
Thoras,
1d20.
Thoras has no oxygen in his brain, and he's just been permanently made dumber. I mean, the decision making he's making right now, not very good. I mean, I imagine his weapon feels imbued,
Mhm.
but then suddenly he's just got, wait, what the hell is the word again? Oh, yeah. I'm gonna die.
Roll 1d22.
Oh.
If you get something you've already rolled, we'll roll again.
10.
10. The gem.
Um?
Ah, I went too far. Your pockets overflow with wealth. 50 not priceless. 50 gems suddenly appear in your personal belongings.
Wow.
50 emeralds worth 1,000 gold each.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Thoras is rich. Can you buy
Yes.
brain cells with that?
Depends on where you go.
Oh
And
my
this-
God.
Oh, we have an act of God. Let's hit that. You know what? No.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hit that. I need to sit on this a little bit longer just to see what goes down. Red caps!
Red caps in space!
Red caps in
In
space!
space!
In space. Now, I know how I'm going to work this. It's going to have to do with where you land. Because the second card that
Oh God.
Thoras drew was the Void.
Oh, wait. That sounds ominous.
The grim gesture reaches into Thoras's chest and plucks out his soul.
Wait, what?
Yep. Thoras's body hurtles through the void, guided by Habrian, his magic axe. It descends through the atmosphere, unharmed, and arrives somewhere in the Unseelie Grove, surrounded by redcaps. But his soul is now in the clutches of the grim jester, and his body is unmoving upon its arrival. Is he dead? No. Is he alive? No.
Does Thoras see anything?
Nope. Thoras is experiencing nothingness. Thoras is effectively unconscious for the time being.
Hmm. I mean, there's nothing Thoras can do. No,
Nope. We're done.
we're finished.
We're done. Yeah, no, we're done, dude.
His soul sucked out of his body.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, you know what that sounds? You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like a great reason for a party of brave adventurers to delve into the underworld to go get it back.
Oh my god! Well, there we go.
Yep. Oh,
Wow.
dude.
That is. Oh god, what a setup! But my body's just going to be surrounded by red caps. They're going to be beating the shit out of me.
Quite possibly. Or like
Yeah.
making you do a funny dance. You're not alive. Your body isn't like technically alive, so they're not going to get the joy out of me,
Yeah.
grinding you into a pulp. But you just rescued Alan O'Dale from being a chicken. Now the rest of the party has to rescue your body from redcaps and your soul from the Grim Jester.
How would they ever find out that this has happened?
That is a good question. That is an excellent question.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
I have an idea for how that's going to happen.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was going to say Thoras doesn't have like the willpower. I mean, he's literally in a state of nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a state of being. He can't project through sheer rage his will across the universe to say, "Come save me."
Not yet. If they did some 15,
Maybe at some point.
there's a couple of ways that we could play this. I think I need some time to actually figure it out. But what's great is that you murked Aaron's father and then got sucked in the void and can't tell anybody about it.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah, so it's literally just going to be the next mission is going to be like we just did rescue Alan, now we're going to have to do rescue Thoras.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to watching that episode.
No, dude. We'll get you someone to play. Unless we end up doing just like everybody gets a one shot. And so Aaron Aaron rescues you and then gets in trouble and then okay, no, that would work poorly because Alan would just fuck off.
Yeah, Alan wouldn't rescue anyone.
But we put some sort of hook in front of Alan where it motivates, it suits his diabolical plan to rescue Aaron after Aaron gets in trouble rescuing you. Either the next adventure is going to be the party actually going into the underworld, probably to get Thoras' soul back, in addition to getting the relic that you need. Or it's going to be a one-shot. I think like an Aaron one-shot of him dealing with the aftermath of what happened here, getting your soul back so he can beat the crap out of you himself, if that's how he feels about it. But regardless, we'll get you somebody to play in that one. Even if you just want to main Alika. Like, we'll figure something out.
Okay, well, this was fun. Yeah, I mean, this really did cock things up massively.
To be honest, so you're not supposed to do this as a DM, but like there were other ways off of this rock if you had not accepted the deal. Yeah,
I mean, there was my rhino that could fly.
Mm-hmm.
That was there. I was eyeing that up, but then I mean, when the jester hands you a pack of cards, with a level 50 active god, you take it.
I appreciate the crap out of that. you sir are a true entertainer.
Yeah, yeah. God, that is just something else. God,
I think I've only ever deployed the deck of many things twice.
I've never pulled from it.
Yeah,
ever. Yeah. But I mean, as long as Thoras can get his soul back.
I mean, one of the cards lets you undo something that was already done.
Oh.
So that's kind of why I was thinking if after you got the idiot, your second draw could have been like a wish or undoing something. It could have changed everything. Chat tried to help you out with another act of God. They got freaking red caps.
Yeah, the red caps just seeing my lifeless body just crash into the earth.
Yeah, they're just
enough kinetic force to potentially wipe out a small ecosystem.
If the meteor that killed the dinosaurs was 6 miles in diameter, how much damage could Thoras do? No, the axe was like enchanted. It got some extra spirit points that you haven't spent yet. So it's basically in maintenance mode. Like, hello user, what would you like to program next? User, hello. Initiating safe landing procedures. Plus, the Grim Jester is not done fucking with you.
doesn't sound good.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
if nothing else,
maybe-
it's just going to go knock on their door and be like, hey, your friend's in trouble. I bet you I can help get him out of it. You want to play cards?
yeah, this can be the end for Thoras. He still needs to somehow kill a Shardalon, which
Exactly.
he might not be able to do.
He's made a deal with a fairy.
Mhm. Yeah, but assuming he can take out a Shardalon, there's no reason to think that he can't take out the Fae.
Oh, yeah, dude. No, I'll tell you right now. Cloigeann, the old Skull of the Moon, is pretty heavyweight category. He's not in a Shardalon's league. He's just not even in the same league. Nobody, the only people nobody you've crossed is in, like, except for the Sovereigns, maybe. Nobody else is in a Shardalon's. The last time those dragons were loose, they wrecked Uzul's ass.
He was before the creation, though.
Mm-hmm.
They had to lock him up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God. Yeah, I don't know why Thoras thinks he can take out a Shardalon. That was a lot of fun, though. Thanks, Joe.
That was a lot of fun. I'm sorry it ended with your soul being imprisoned.
I don't think it could have ended in any other way. There needed to be some, I don't know. There were drastic enough twists and turns, such as Aaron's dad dying. But yeah, don't know how Aaron's going to respond to that.
He's got very mixed feelings on that.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be bizarre. I mean, that's if Thoras even gets out alive, he has to rely on the party to get him out, which
you're fucked.
They're not exactly. Yeah, exactly. They're not exactly the most capable sort.
All right. Well, thanks again. Are you going to be streaming afterwards?
Yeah, I'll stream afterwards. I think.
I'll go ahead and send us to a plate, and then we'll just raid you.
Cool. All right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you so much for the acts of God. It made this even more fun. Thank you, Bren. One-on-one shots are awesome, even when they don't kill your character. And we'll let you guys know when the next time is. There's no schedule, so whenever it happens, it happens.
Yep. GG's.
Take care, all.
See you in a bit.